Good evening, everybody. Thanks for being here. Today's day one of 4 or 5 days of our meetings, and I'm just going to read you a list of things we talked about. And Greg is here, so you'll have the advantage of hearing from Greg too. He will many of these items he'll flesh out for you and then I'll be here to answer questions along with Greg. But first, with regard to the SEC network, I think you're all aware that we've had a very successful year. We had hoped to do 1,000 events in the first year, and we turned out we're going to do about 1,400 events on a linear network and on the digital network that we call SEC Network Plus. And it's been a very, very popular, and I think all of you know, and I'll just say it one more time, that it was the most successful launch of a cable network in the history of cable television, not just sports. So we're off to an auspicious start, and the man that brought us here to this point is Destin, who's just been promoted by ESPN to an executive vice president position, and he will be leaving us, although he'll be available for us to talk with. But I'm delighted to introduce you tonight to his successor, Roz Durant, who's been a veteran at ESPN. Roz is right here. Roz has been a 16, 17-year veteran of ESPN, and we're just absolutely delighted that Roz will take the reins and work very closely with us as we continue and move into year 2 of the network, which is, I think you all know, is available in 65 million homes. Well, I'm sorry, it's available in 90 million homes, but it's in 65 million homes, and that's a great start for the league. So we're very, very happy about that, and we can answer any questions about it, and Roz will be available to talk to you if you'd like to talk with her. So today, here's a few things that we did. Obviously, it's the first day, so a lot of things are still up in the air, and I think you've talked to our coaches, so they've told you what's of concern to them, and we can respond to issues that you raise. But in terms of what we did today, we passed a regulation that requires an independent medical observer for all SEC and non-conference football games, and we'll put a trained medical person up in the replay booth, and it'll be something that the conference puts there, not the institution, and then that'll give us another check in the event that on the field a team doesn't really see someone who may have had a head injury or hit in the head, and if that's not picked up by the institution and bring the player off the field, then we'll have another check up there to make sure. So Greg has been very much involved in this, as well as he has in other matters related to concussion, so he can, if you have questions, Greg will be able to answer them for you. We also discussed, and we've been talking about this every year for the last untold number of years, proposed legislation for an early signing date, and it's for the period in December, and it's been proposed by a CCA task force, and we are not in favor of it as proposed, and so that's something that we can talk to you in more detail. We had a lengthy discussion on various issues relating to cost of attendance, and you folks have been writing about that now for several weeks, and we'll try to answer any questions you have about that. We also are considering changes to our field access policy, and when I say changes, it's substantially increasing the fines for rushing the field or rushing the court. That's something that's underway, and I anticipate that we will finish that in the next day or so. And finally, satellite camps, or maybe better referred to as recruiting camps, our legislation doesn't allow our coaches to do that, so we will be proposing national legislation, and we can talk some more about that with Greg. So those are the subjects, and you can, whatever you're interested in, either Greg or I will be able to respond to it.